Across the galaxy, there was one rule every civilization obeyed. Never answer a signal from Earth. No one knew exactly why. Some believed humans had gone extinct centuries ago. Others believed Earth had become cursed. But every military academy taught the same lesson. If you ever receive a transmission from Earth, turn around and never come back. Most people laughed at the story. They thought it was nothing more than an old myth, until one day, a signal appeared. Captain Varek had never believed the legends. He commanded one of the most powerful fleets in the Orion sector, with over 800 warships, millions of soldiers, and enough firepower to erase entire planets. To him, humanity was nothing more than a forgotten myth. Then, without warning, the silence on the bridge was broken. A communications officer stood frozen, staring at the glowing console. "Captain," he whispered, "we're receiving a transmission." Varek barely looked up. "From where?" The officer swallowed nervously. "Earth." Every conversation stopped. The bridge fell completely silent. No one moved. No one even breathed. The impossible had just become real.
The transmission was ancient, more than 300 years old. Static filled the bridge as every officer watched in complete silence. Then, a calm human voice finally spoke. "If anyone receives this, we failed. But if humanity still lives, come home."
Days later, Captain Varek's fleet finally arrived at the edge of the Sol system. Fear spread across the bridge. No one understood how an unknown force had taken control of every ship in the fleet. The bridge remained completely silent. No one dared to speak. Every weapon they had fired had been stopped without a single shot being returned. Then, a lone ship slowly rose from Earth's atmosphere. Just one. No escort. No visible weapons. No shields. Its design looked ancient, as if it had survived for centuries. Compared to the massive alien fleet, it looked insignificant. Captain Varek laughed. "One ship. Is this humanity's last defense?" The small vessel stopped between Earth and
The alien fleet watched in complete disbelief. The moon was moving. Its rocky surface began to crack apart. Gigantic metallic structures emerged from beneath its crust. Ancient engines, hidden for centuries, slowly awakened. The entire moon transformed into a colossal machine. Captain Varek could barely breathe. This can't be real. Before anyone could react, the stars around Earth began to disappear. At first, they thought it was a strange cosmic phenomenon. Then, the sensors revealed the terrifying truth. They weren't stars. They were ships. Thousands. No. Millions of ancient human warships uncloaked across the solar system. Each one was larger than a city. Each one had been silently waiting for hundreds of years. Humanity had never disappeared.
Captain Varek stared at the endless human fleet. His voice trembled. Why? Why would anyone hide this kind of power? Admiral Elena Ward looked directly into the camera. Then she answered. 300 years ago, humanity discovered something beyond the edge of the galaxy. Something older than stars. It did not negotiate. It did not fear. It consumed entire civilizations. For 100 years, humanity fought alone. World after world was lost. Millions gave their lives. But in the end, Humanity won. The price of that victory was beyond imagination. To protect the rest of the galaxy, we erased ourselves from history. We disappeared. We allowed every civilization to believe that humanity was extinct. Earth was never abandoned. It became a prison, not for humans, but for the ancient horror we had defeated. The warning was never meant to protect Earth. It was meant to protect the galaxy.
Before anyone could speak, a deafening alarm echoed across every human warship. Red warning lights flashed across thousands of command bridges. Admiral Elena Ward's expression changed for the first time. She looked toward the darkness beyond the solar system. The prison seal has been damaged. Suddenly, space itself began to crack. A massive tear opened in the fabric of reality. Dark energy poured into the universe like a living storm. Something was coming. From inside the rift, a gigantic creature slowly emerged. Its body twisted like living darkness. Its glowing crimson eyes stared at the fleet. Another creature appeared. Then another. Within seconds, dozens of ancient monsters escaped from the rift. Captain Varek stood frozen in terror. He finally understood the truth. Humanity had never been hiding from the galaxy. The galaxy had been hiding behind humanity.
What happened next shocked the entire galaxy. Follow for part 2.